Okay, well, welcome to the beautiful kitchen of Emerald and Violet. This is Barbara, and she is the owner of Emerald and Violet right here in Olmsted Falls, this beautiful historic district, the beautiful historic building. When was this built?
1880.
1880. So this is a very old building, was a schoolhouse, was a mayor's office, and it's only had 3 owners?
I'm the fourth.
The four owners since 1880. So, but we're going to be making pasta carbonara, and we are making an authentic pasta carbonara. If you ever order it at a restaurant and they have onions or peas in it, it is not authentic, and you can tell the cook this is not authentic pasta carbonara. So we're going to make the true Italian pasta carbonara, and the history of pasta carbonara is that miners would come home after a full day of work and they were starving. And so this was a quick pasta dish that had protein but didn't take a long time to cook. This recipe can be done in so short a time. So that's the history of it. And it also was a dish that didn't cost a lot of money to make. There's a little bit of pancetta in it. Pancetta is Italian bacon. You cannot make this recipe with regular bacon. You have to use the authentic pancetta. Pancetta, panch means a stomach in Italian, so this is the where the meat is from the belly of the pig. And so we already have our water boiling here, and now I'm going to turn this pan on. And what we want is we want a cold pan, and we're going to put some good extra virgin olive oil in here, and we are going to render the fat of the pancetta. Now, you can just buy this pancetta already, cut up into pieces. Ideally, if you could find a butcher that, actually sold the pancetta, then you could buy a chunk of it and cut it yourself. But here in Olmsted Falls, the butchers don't carry pancetta, so I would have had to go to Gallucci's or.
Why do you want the pan to be cold?
Because you don't want to put, you don't want to have a hot pan and then put your cold olive oil on it because it'll start sputtering and everything.
Okay.
So at the same time, same room temperature, your pan and your oil are on here together on a cold pan. They're going to heat up nicely together. So, all right, so our pasta, our water's already boiling, and there's just a little bit of salt was added in there. And we're going to go ahead and add some spaghetti in here. A good way to put your spaghetti in here so that it doesn't stick together is just go ahead and give it a little twist like that, and then your pasta won't stick together. Okay? So we're going to put that in there, and the important thing about cooking pasta is that you always want to cook it al dente. Has anyone ever heard that word before? Probably. Have you heard that word before?
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody knows that word.
Because if you're going to cook it more, if you don't want to overcook it or something?
Well, so al dente means you still have a little bit of bite to your pasta. Really, to me, it's so gross when pasta's overcooked and mushy. It just, I can't even eat it then. I don't care if the sauce is really good. It's got to have a little bit of bite to it. And so that's, of course, how you want to cook this too, with a little bit of bite to it. So in order to make this sauce, now there's no cream in this sauce. I've seen recipes where they add peas and cream and all this other stuff, and you don't do that. You're just going to render the fat from your pancetta with a little bit of olive oil, and then we are going to add some garlic. And I have a really good tip for you. And who here, anybody loves garlic here? Okay, all of you, yay! Okay, so guess what? All of you are going to grow your own garlic. Because guess what you're going to do? Tomorrow, if you don't have garlic, do it tomorrow in the daylight. But you can plant your own garlic, and now's the time to do it, October. What you do is you just take a clove of garlic. This is 1 clove, not the whole head. And you just put it right in the ground, about 1.5 inches, cover it with some soil. Guess what? Next July, you'll be ready to pick it, and you'll have a whole head of garlic. So for every clove of garlic, you'll get a head of garlic. So I grow this, I'm kind of silly when it comes to my garlic. I'll just, oh yeah, it's October, and I'll just take a couple heads of garlic outside, and I'll just start poking the ground in the front yard. And we have all this garlic growing everywhere in our front yard. And my husband, he's like, like, well, you know what? The deer don't eat any of our stuff. So, and Dracula's never come, so I guess we're doing okay.
Is it pretty when it grows?
Yes, it's very pretty. What's going to happen is you might kind of think maybe your daffodils are coming up because you'll see these green shoots coming up. But what's going to happen is they're going to grow about this tall, and they're going to grow, and then they're going to curve at the end. And then at the end is going to be this ball about this big. And that ball is actually tiny little bulbs. And they're like a light violet color. And those bulbs are actually garlic scapes. And they're actually a delicacy. And you can use those scapes in your cooking. So you'll get the scapes, and then you'll also get the garlic bulb at the end. And if you don't pick your garlic that first year, you can let it grow another year. And it's just going to keep growing and getting bigger. And it's also going to spread, and you're going to have more garlic. So, oh, this is smelling really good. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use our garlic press to put a couple, like maybe, just 2 cloves of garlic in here. Garlic is just, it's so good for you, and it just gives a really nice flavor to the pancetta. And you may find some authentic carbonara recipes that don't have garlic in it. Garlic is the one thing I make the exception for. If you're making an Italian pasta dish, you gotta add garlic, right? But that's about it. I'll add a little bit of garlic and cook that in with the pancetta, but no cream or peas or anything like that.
Who was it that started adding cream and peas?
I don't know. That's just the American version.
So we did it.
And what happened was, I sell Pampered Chef too. And I used to do all kinds of demonstrations. Like I did over 2,000 cooking show demonstrations with Pampered Chef. And anyway, then I wanted to kind of do my own thing. So I teach at Polaris, and I partnered with Barbara, and we do the cooking and the art classes together. So it's really fun. But where am I going with this? Started to say something. Oh, okay. So the other day I was on the Pampered Chef website, and it had a pasta carbonara recipe on there. And so I just posted it to my Facebook page just because I just wanted to post it. I didn't even look at the recipe, and because people will see my Facebook page and want to buy something from Pampered Chef or whatever. Well, my cousin Luca, who's in Italy, who's about 26 years old, saw my post, reprimanded me. He's like, Marla, you're such a good cooker. This is not the authentic pasta carbonara. And then he put a real recipe on there with this guy talking Italian and everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have spies in Italy watching me. Like I better only do the real stuff.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so this is getting done. Now, our sauce, this is very interesting. What we're going to do is we're going to take 2 eggs, and for this recipe I do use the organic eggs. When I'm cooking a cake and stuff, I don't mind as much, but this is the heart of the sauce, is eggs and cheese. So I use I'll use some organic eggs, free range, and eggshells have lots of calcium in them, so we always put these in our compost pile, and they're really good for your garden. I even have a friend, she's Italian, Marianne, if you're watching this, but she uses these to as her starter pots for her, lettuce and different, things that she's going to grow. She'll put a little bit of dirt in there, put her, seed in there, put a little more dirt, and that's what she uses to start her, and then she'll put the whole thing in the ground. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, so you want your 2 fresh eggs, and you're just going to beat those with a whisk. Break up the yolk, and just, you just want to get it a little bit frothy. And our pancetta is getting really nice. I'm going to just turn it down. I'm actually going to turn the pancetta off now because this is done. And the reason you want to use a stainless steel pan when you're baking this is because all those little tiny flavors on the bottom that are stuck to the pan, that is delicious. And you cannot get that when you use a nonstick pan. So you want to use, and that's called a fond. and you want to get all that wonderful flavor. So we're going to go ahead
What do
and
you call it?
fun.
Fun?
Yes, yes, it's a French word. And so anyway, this is, so you see that, honey? How's my photographer doing over there? Not even paying attention anymore. Oh my gosh, I need someone who wants to learn to cook to watch. All right, so we got those nice and deep. Let's check out our pasta here. Okay, this is actually looking.
You don't time that. You
Yeah,
you
I was just gonna say.
How do you do that?
How did you just pick it up and go,
I
it's
know.
almost time?
Okay,
It's
we're gonna
done?
turn that off. Yep. Okay. So what we're gonna do now that we have our eggs beat is we're gonna take a little bit of water from the pasta. This has starch in it, and this is gonna give us a nice creamy sauce by using the starch from the pasta. So what you wanna do is save about a cup of that, and then we're gonna go ahead and drain this, and we have our colander over here. My husband's like, you're the chef in shorts. I'm like, no one sees me, I'm behind here, but I just, you might see me in my shorts today.
Have you ever seen, I've
Okay.
seen news people do the news at the news desk at the television stations. Yeah, they're in shorts and sneakers.
Yep.
There's a professional on top, and then it's all sports related.
Okay, so we're gonna drain that, let that drain, and then as you see, I still kept a little bit because I may need more to make the, to make our sauce even more creamy, okay? So we'll leave that there, and then we have our eggs. Then we're gonna add some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna grate some more. Just add that to the eggs.
Do you
And
always grate your cheese?
Yes, you always grate your cheese because the stuff in the.
You never buy the bag stuff. That's my husband who buys his stuff.
Oh, okay. I always prefer to just grate it myself. I mean, when you grate it yourself, you're only getting cheese, and it's just, the flavor's so much better. There's no preservatives in there, and you get so much cheese by a little bit of grating. So, we have our eggs mixed with our freshly grated Parmesan cheese, okay? That's it.
And you have all these instructions, you have all these written
Oh
down
yeah,
for us.
definitely, yes. You're gonna all get the recipe in an email from Barbara.
I'll send you all an email, and it'll have the recipe in it and all the instructions from tonight.
Okay, so that's gonna be our sauce actually. Now we're gonna add our pasta to the pancetta and the olive oil and the water, starch. And we're just gonna toss this. And then right on top of this, I'm gonna just add this. I'm gonna get my spatula here too so I can get all of it. And the trick now is to start tossing this. It's gonna make a great gravy. You don't want scrambled eggs though.
I was gonna
You
ask,
want-
how does it keep from getting scrambled eggs?
You just by
Moving it.
moving it. It just makes this, most people when they see pasta carbonara and they see that wonderful creamy sauce, they think that we've added cream and stuff, but we didn't. It's just the starch of the water, and it's the, you can smell it? Yeah. So,
When Marla's not here and there's no cooking, it smells like paint just by liquid paint. And when she's here, it smells like food.
yeah. Oh, it looks great.
Yeah, it
So
does.
doesn't that look great?
Yeah.
And that's it. That is it. You're gonna add a little bit of pepper on here, but our pasta carbonara is done. And it's just, yeah.
They doesn't cook.
But it doesn't
I
cook?
can do that.
Oh yeah, that's the great thing about this recipe is anybody can do it.
As soon as you tell me how to know when the spaghetti's done.
As soon as my
How do you know when the spaghetti's done?
Oh, okay. Well, all right, and because it's getting a little thick, that's why I have my, if you want to give me bowls, that's why I have that starchy water, because I can add a little, I don't, these are not my tongs, and they're hard to use, so I have to
Marla, I'm gonna cook. I don't have all the fresh stuff.
It's okay. I'm gonna actually get the other tongs here, they might be a little bit easier.
Do you need them to be?
There you go. And so whenever you do this, you want to make sure that everybody gets some of that. But I want to make sure everybody can see that. Can you see the sauce there, how creamy it is? Okay? And yet we didn't, like I said, we didn't have any butter in here. We didn't have any, we only have the egg, well, you saw what I did. Okay. Yes. And there'll be more, but I'm going to start everybody out with that, and then Barbara's got to taste it, right?
No.
Oh, Barbara's a
I'm a
vegetarian.
vegetarian. But,
Can you just put it to the side?
yeah, okay, because I bring home for my breakfast.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I bring home everything that you make and
I know.
he scarfs it up.
And they need forks. I'm gonna
Yep.
place those down. Okay, so all you're gonna do, ladies, is put a little bit of fresh cracked pepper on top, and you're gonna manja, which means eat. And Barbara and I have more classes this month. We have classes through December. We have ooey gooey cinnamon rolls. We have I have a delicious artisan bread that I make. I teach you how to make bread from scratch, and then we make a delicious soup that my grandmother taught me how to make. It's a pastina soup, but I've added a lot of vegetables to it.
Then you've got the risotto.
And then we have risotto and arancini balls. Risotto is Italian rice, and it's delicious. You're going to learn how to make that. And then the arancini balls, which are risotto. You take a scoop of, you take a block of mozzarella cheese, put it in the middle, roll a risotto ball in some Parmesan cheese and breadcrumbs, and saute it. Really good.
That's amazing.
So I want to, I guess I should taste my food, right? Because that's what you do it on the TV shows. Can I have a fork, Barbara? Okay. So that's it. This simple, authentic Italian dish, right from Italy. This is what they used to make back in the day for the miners when they came home. They wanted a quick, nutritious dish that gave them some protein. They have the protein from the pancetta and the eggs, and the cheese, of course. And Barbara, I wish you were not a vegetarian.
My kids would eat it.
Um,
My kids would eat it.
So that's all for now. Thanks for joining us.